Folks, we are live. Welcome to Gamers Health, the weekly live stream on Saturday nights with myself, Eric Tenkar, and my better half, the lovely Rachel.
What's up?
Yo, 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 yo,
What's
yo.
up?
Yeah, I'll do all my hand signals for the
Mhm.
show, yo. All right, so I'm a little punchy. At least hey, Don, hey. At least I'm not.
Ah,
At least I didn't oversleep for this one. I didn't nap
no,
today.
man.
It was a deep, deep nap.
Yeah, I'm trying not to nap. I'm trying to.
Don, Tammy, good to see you both. So, we have a few things to
Sammy.
talk about today. Um, and Don, being sick is the perfect reason to miss Gamers Health.
Mhm.
If you, honestly, if it's like, well, that anniversaries, birthdays, the
Yeah, the
good stuff.
important stuff.
So, as I say that, my nose is running. You're gonna have to forgive me. I think it's allergies. Um, Rach and I, after midnight, uh, tomorrow, Sunday,
Yes, it'll
November
be our 12th
5th.
anniversary.
So very exciting,
Mhm.
very cool. She put with me for 12 years of marriage. I find that to be stunning. But I've had people say like, I look at the two of you and it's like I wish I had that relationship. Well, you know
Oh,
what? We are lucky that we have what we have,
oh, absolutely.
and we found it because we weren't probably actively looking for it at the time. I think that for us was the secret. Twenty
Well,
four,
or we were both just ready, you
yeah,
know?
21st of November. It'll be 16 years for Don and Tina.
Nice.
So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to celebrate this month.
Hmm.
It's a good time now. And before we get into one of the topics for tonight, which is going to be what seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression, depending on how you want to talk about it. Um, we've had stuff going on in our lives. We had Halloween. We had Donka dressed up like a hot dog
Yes, my
because
baby.
she's a hot dog.
Yeah.
She's
One of the kids was so cute. Little Spanish kid comes out. She's like, "Is she a taco?"
yeah.
I wanted to say yes, because.
She's
But
the new taco.
I said no, she's a hot
We had a lot of kids this
dog.
year. I think more than we've had in
A lot of
a lot of years.
years.
And it was constant for about 3 hours. A beautiful thing to see.
There was hundreds of kids.
Yeah, we also had two adults in their mid to upper 40s at least, not in costume. Two women.
Kids at heart,
I
they're
was
allowed.
I was like, "Oh." Not that I need the candy. Okay, I think I had one piece of candy on Halloween as a treat for myself.
Mhm.
But not that I need the candy. My blood sugar certainly doesn't need it. My waist doesn't need it. But it was a lot of fun to hang out there, and it wasn't horribly cold. It was cool. It got
That's very nice. And your neighbors would come by with their kids and be like, "Oh my God, you're my neighbor." So it's
yeah,
cute. Because people just kind of come and go, and they go in their house and do whatever they do.
right.
And they just might see you on the street or whatever, and they're like, "Oh wow, you belong here."
I've seen you before.
Yeah.
You have,
Mhm.
Mr. Gunn. Thank you. It's going well. I really can't complain. Seasonal allergies. We got an update with Rachel's health. We're going to talk about that. We have other doctor's appointments for next week, just part of
Mhm.
our regular routine. Um, so, so let's see a few things off the top of my head. Our Gardene, our inside hydroponic garden. Next week, I will take pictures because it's almost picture perfect now.
Yeah, everything's getting so big.
So the lettuce, excuse me, we'll probably harvest some for next week. The tomato is getting to the point where I'm expecting to see flowers. Same thing with the peppers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think you have to remove the first couple of flowers from tomatoes because you want the plant to become stronger before it starts bearing fruit.
Oh, okay.
So
The apple tell us, yeah.
yeah, the apple tell us.
Like, hey man, you gotta trim those flowers off.
We have 2 pods that aren't doing well. One kale looks like it'll survive. One kale looks like it will not. So what I'm waiting for though is for the strawberries to come in. They're coming in stock. In stock. Yes, it is in stock. They're going to be available for sale later on in November. They come fully rooted. They're ready for the fertilizer. And the idea of being able to pull a strawberry or 2 off every couple of days is damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lettuce is doing. I last week I was or earlier. I guess it was last week.
Yeah, last week you cut some for me to put
Yeah.
in my burger.
Yeah, because I was like, wow, and I went, oh, there was some of these plants I was supposed to, like prune down to just 1, and it was still like 3, so I had to like trim off some of the excess, and now they're just looking awesome. So it's really, really cool. I think that was our early anniversary gift for ourselves, and I don't think we could have done better.
No, it's lovely.
Really, really spot on. So, what else? Now going back to that lettuce. Okay, so last weekend when we did food shopping, I bought some salad now, or I bought some lettuce. Now, what I tend to like to get if I'm buying it in the tins, or the plastic tins or the bags, is I like to get baby greens, uh, baby whatever, because when you get the baby shoots, basically, it's a little bit more nutritious. It has a little bit more flavor. It doesn't get woody.
Right.
So the last 2 days for our, I guess, late lunch, early dinner, I made salad. So
Yum! It was so good.
So for the 2 of us, it's one of these regular containers of mixed greens. I slice up some onion. I finished off our red onion yesterday. I started with the Vidalia onion today. We use heirloom tomatoes from the supermarket. They come yellow.
They're baby heirloom.
Yeah,
tomatoes.
so they're like cherry. They're like a variety of cherry or grape, but they're maroon, red, orange, yellow.
All kind of colors, and they're so cute.
They're very tasty.
Yes, and tasty.
But they're large enough that I can usually cut them anywhere from 3 to 5 slices on what was essentially a grape tomato. So 4 or 5 tomatoes goes a lot farther when you're cutting them up and you're getting a little bit in every bite. Awesome. What I should have done, I should have had a V8, go out and pick some of the last peppers we have coming.
Oh yeah, we have peppers still.
We have about a half dozen peppers outside in the garden. Nothing all that huge.
But I don't think they're gonna get much bigger though.
No, so we should probably pick them, and we'll probably go food shopping tomorrow or Monday at the supermarket, and we will get more lettuce, and then we'll be able to put some peppers into it. Peppers are a great thing to add. So, but you want to make your salad. Listen, salad has the potential to be boring. So I like the different colored tomatoes, add the color variety. I add usually 2 types of cheese. So what I did is, I think it was Cracker Barrel has this.
It's like a jalapeno
cheddar. They come in individual little bars. So 1 bar for Rach, cut up into about 2 dozen little pieces. 1 bar for me, 2 dozen little pieces. Toss it into the salad. Then I take some shredded, like Mexican or taco shredded cheese. Sprinkle that on top. Then we've been doing the Tyson.
It's a grilled chicken.
Yeah,
it's heat up on the stove.
You heat it up on the stove, and they always tell you 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. I go closer to 10 because I like to get a little
You
bit
like
of
to
that.
brown it a little.
There you go. I
Mhm.
like to get it browned,
Yeah.
not just for the color. It adds a little
Yep.
flavor. And then if the pieces are too big, I cut them up, and then I use a homemade salad dressing. So and listen, there's no secrets to it, right? It's homemade Italian, with about 1/3 of the vinegar is balsamic, the other 2/3 is white wine vinegar because I like the balsamic, but too much balsamic is overpowering. Olive oil, and then Rach probably laughs at me because I just use like random spices from our. I don't even think we have any Italian spices directly at the
No,
moment.
I think we might. Or did we run out of it?
We ran out of it.
Oh, okay.
So, but
Add it to the list.
we had chives. I put some chives in. They kind of got rehydrated in the
Mhm.
oil and vinegar. Garlic powder. I probably should have put a little minced garlic that we had, but just you got to make it flavorful. So, and 'cause I know people go, "Oh my God, lettuce! I don't want to eat
Well, and the
lettuce."
texture of this lettuce is just so nice.
Yes,
And I
well,
love that.
that's why I do the baby greens.
Yeah.
It's just something very special about that.
It's something so simple and nice to enjoy. Like,
Tom, YouTube doesn't like me. It just recommended a video from a vlogger that I've been ignoring for a year. I would rather stick sharp things in my eye than listen to this guy. Huh? Okay, well, that's why you're here, sir.
yeah, just flip over them or scroll past.
Mr. Gunn, you could have had a V8. The kids are too young to know about V8 or Calgon.
Oh, yeah.
I remember V8 when they were trying to do V8 with the fruit mixtures, and then they were sweetening our time. It was no longer, you know,
It was fruit juice,
it was
really.
really fruit juice. It was high in sugars. I'm sure it tasted better, but you know, uh, yes. Again, the salad was really good, and personally, when I remember, I do like to make salads 2 to 3 times a week for one of our meals. So this is just something very special about uh, salad. If you make listen, is this a very low calorie salad? No, but it's also not a very high calorie salad. The cheese probably adds, I'm going to guess, between the two, maybe 120 calories. The chicken's probably another 120 calories. Tomatoes are minimal calories. The onion is a minimal calorie. The lettuce
The
is
next
minimal.
one is really just the
The dressing,
dressing, the oil.
right? But at least and
But you
again,
know what? They're whole oils.
right.
Yeah.
Don't use vegetable oil. I know it's cheap. I know it. And when you're using olive oil, try to single source it, um, and get it from. If you're gonna go to your local supermarket, get a brand that you recognize. Get one that's coming from Italy and it's not mixed with Italy, Tunisia, Libya, all these other places because you generally know what you're going to get if it's a single source. I I will occasionally. I still have from when we were ordering from Amazon delivery. I still have oil left from Amazon because I knew it was 365, which is Whole Foods. I knew I was getting stuff that was going to be single source, but you just got to look into it. Olive oil is one of those things that many of the manufacturers, at least overseas, cheat on. Uh, oh God, Tammy, we
What
had
happened?
that. No, we had the shooting over in
Oh,
Maine.
yeah, early in the week.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was a week and a half ago. It's when we had Alex Camera on Wednesday night. It broke just as the live stream was
Oh,
going.
yes. And you
Yeah,
guys did the live stream that weekend.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Uh, Tom, yeah. Right now, there's a second manhunt for who to blame because somebody must be to blame.
Of
Well, see,
course.
here's the issue with that, and this is an age old issue. Is the blame belongs to the system, and the system is
Very flawed.
very flawed and very resistant to change
Yep.
because the system is inhabited by individuals who have I don't know, lifelong fiefdoms that
Right.
they're always protecting their interest, and they might not have anything directly to do with any of what happened. Doesn't make a difference because they need to protect their fiefdom. So that's just
Mm.
part of it. V8 with Tabasco sauce. You know, I had a Bloody Mary a couple of weeks ago, and I actually really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Uh, Done. I use V8 in my homemade chili instead of tomato sauce.
Huh.
I could see that V8 has more flavor than tomato sauce. At least more flavorful packing of a
Hmm.
punch. Uh, Mr. Gunn, no, it's not tobacco sauce. Tabasco sauce. Um, yeah, olive oil is the best. Avocado is great for high heat, and I use
Yes.
avocado. I think it's great for when you're doing your cooking. If you can get, I had an avocado spray for my pan.
Mm-hmm.
That went really well.
I'm going to have to
Uh,
get that again.
yeah, olive oil works fine, but olive oil will brown or darken real quick under the heat. And that's I don't care when I'm making eggs, but if you want your eggs to look a little bit less darkened, probably better with avocado oil.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was hospitalized for mental health recently, but it was voluntary,
Yeah.
so he was allowed to buy guns. Okay, I thought it was because he was hospitalized in New York State, but he lived in Maine. But
Hmm.
very weird stuff. Certain people in law enforcement have given answers that make it obvious they are doing the cover your ass statements, and that is stirring up the news coverage, so it's not helping.
Mm.
That is part and parcel with any of these events, and doesn't help. No, but falling on the sword is certainly not something that somebody wants to do.
No.
Right? It's not easy to do. So, yeah, Mr. Gunn, there's nothing that says we cannot regulate guns. Everyone thinks the Second Amendment is the Second Commandment. No,
Mm.
it's not. Not going to get into a whole Second Amendment discussion because it is
Uh-oh.
very deep. It is very controversial, and if you
Hmm.
go back to a lot of the earlier writings on the Second Amendment from a lot of our founding fathers, there's stuff that will be eye-opening on both sides of the aisle as to what they thought and what they
Mm.
considered to be appropriate. So we're not going to change. We'll be here forever and get nothing accomplished. We'll spin our wheels. So we covered the food. We covered Halloween. Oh, well, Rach, give your update.
Let's see. On Monday, I saw a radiation oncologist who um, recommends 19 sessions of the radiation to prevent recurrence of the cancer. And so I will probably begin that after Thanksgiving because I have to see another doctor to get the full go ahead. The medical oncologist. So I see 3 different oncologists right now, which is
One,
pretty wild.
two,
But
three.
yeah, so I'll be starting that. So you know, just trying to be in the right mindset, trying to, uh keep keep try to keep my sleep cycles regulated because you know um sleep can be an issue when you're on radiation, and fatigue also. Like you could be insomniac, but then you can also um have just a lot of fatigue also. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to like keep those cycles regulated, and try to put any kind of things in place, like rituals or behaviors in place, like instead of having maybe caffeinated tea at night, have um like an herbal infusion at night, before I go to sleep, so that I'm not up all night. Normally it wouldn't bother me, like, I guess because it has milk in it and it's warm, it makes me want to go to sleep. But I will just do the warm thing but without the caffeine, so that this way I can have that stuff like properly regulated going into it, and just kind
Right.
of like be ready, and do all the preparation that I can, like Christmas shopping, and have all that ready to go, so that in case I'm too burnt from the radiation, I don't have to be worried about having to like take it outside, when I don't have to and I don't feel up to it or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, just trying to think of like what could happen. And we don't know, maybe nothing, maybe a whole lot of nothing would happen, maybe my the side effects won't be too deep. We hope not. And the doctor was really good. Like, she took into account the albinism.
Yeah.
And because that was one of the main concerns, like, are albino people at higher risk of developing cancers after radiation? Is it, would that preclude me from doing radiation? Like, what do we do? And obviously it doesn't. But what she said was like, they for my type of cancer, it's they would recommend 15 sessions, but
Normally.
with the last 4 of those sessions boosted, meaning you get like the whole breast radiated, and then also another radiation treatment for the specific area where the tumor was living.
Right.
So they're just going to tack those 4 sessions onto the end.
Right, so they're not going to double up.
So I don't get the boosted radiation, so I don't have sick burns.
So now, and Rach knows this about me because she's been married to me for nearly 12 years. But between being a gamer, and if you're a gamer, like odds.
Yes, so this doctor was great because she was able to speak in that. I was like, all right,
she spoke my language.
He understands.
Right. Because we know odds, and I did statistics. I did crime stats for a number of years, both as a cop and as a sergeant. So my brain is wired around all this. And she was like, normally, in the past, if we did a full mastectomy, the chance of the cancer recurring was approximately 2%. When we do a lumpectomy and just remove the cancerous tumor and the surrounding tissue, surrounding margin, it's around 25 to 28%.
Mm-hmm.
So already my mind is going, whoop, and she must have seen my face. And she goes, but radiation brings that down to a more manageable 8%. And then the chemo, which will be administered by pill,
which is probably tablets.
Tablets.
We see her on the 21st, so she'll tell us what the chemo looks like then.
Yeah,
but from what I'm seeing, it's like tamoxifen or another drug that's like hampers estrogen.
So that would bring that down.
Because my cancer is responsive to that.
Right, to approximately 3% after we put the chemo pill in. So that would
bring it down to that same percentage.
Comparable percentage of 2 to 3% to 3%. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, now that's my language. We're talking the numbers, and at the D&D player, you're already going, okay, what are my odds of pulling the fool from this deck of many things, or some other stupid shit like that? You already working those odds out. I was comfortable with those odds. I was like, that became very manageable. So it was very good. Yes, Up All Night with Rachel, a new stream. If Rach can't sleep, we'll just have her rambling.
There we go. Let me show you my perfume. Oh, my sense of smell is still intact. Thank God.
Oh God, if COVID had removed your sense of smell, I would have laughed my ass off. I can't smell my perfumes. I still can. Please stop. The heavy. Oh.
No, no.
They're heavy, darling kid. You know how I am when it comes to my sense of smell. Overpowering at times. But in any case,
My delicate flower.
I was very happy with this doctor. And she was also very... So Rach had an appointment with the regular oncologist for like at the very beginning of December. And she was like, well, listen, we can't start the radiation until we get you cleared by the regular oncologist.
She was like, and that's going to be long because they have to do a certain test
right
on the cancer that's like, I guess, in the basement in the NYU. So some special tests that they
which
do
they're
to inform
doing
about
right.
radiation. So they navigated really well. So they made an appointment with this new medical oncologist for the 21st. But this doctor will have the result for that test by then.
Yeah.
So she can order whatever she needs to order, and we'll be able to hit the ground running.
Yeah. So
after that.
It's pretty impressive how everything is just falling into place. It's like clockwork. As the person on a semi outside looking in, and only semi outside because it's not me personally.
Yeah,
I am more comfortable than I expected to be with the process because they are that smooth with everything that they've been doing so far. So it makes me feel.
Yeah, it's a very good cancer center. It's Pearl Mutter Cancer Center with the NYU Langone Hospital.
I don't know. I want to say Pearl Mutter because it just sounds like it should be Pearl Mutter. But it's very good. And so, because originally Rachel's appointment was out here by us,
and it's the same cancer center,
same thing,
through
but
the whole bunch. But yeah, I had made an appointment for the guy.
And honestly,
the appointments are not so easy there.
Yeah, well, and honestly, it would have been fine. Here's the thing: it would have been like a 10-minute drive, and then 5 minutes to find parking in a parking lot, and a 10-minute walk. So we're about 25, 30 minutes, and this is about a 30-minute drive where we're going now with easy parking.
Yeah. The other option was to do Manhattan.
Oh, that was
and I can't be on. I don't think he didn't want me on the train doing radiation.
No.
And now that I'm like hearing about these women's like experiences, I'm like, no, I can't be on the train and do radiation. It's gonna be a fight.
Come on, put him up. So when I had radiation back in the way back, my God.
Oh, and I'll be having tattoos.
Yes, you're gonna get tattoos.
They're gonna be my first tattoos.
I don't know. I think all my tattoos have faded over the last.
And it's funny because they're just so small. They're only like a couple of millimeters.
They're just little pin.
Yeah,
they're like an ink drop on you.
Yeah, that's it. Because they put the ink on you and then they put the needle in to make it go in the skin. It's just a couple of layers.
Yeah. So, but that's so that when they put Rach on the radiation board,
so that they can line up where the treatment is going to go. It's very pinpoint. It's very specific.
That's why I had mine.
Yeah. So
it's a good thing I wasn't Jewish. I would have been like, you can't give me tattoos. But when I had my radiation, it was considered pinpoint, but I had 3 tumors.
And
I had one in my neck. So what I lost my hair over here. So I would have to go see every 5 or 6 days. I'd have to go down to my barber and have him trim my hair to match the two sides up. It was a pain in the hiney. Ever noticed in comic books nobody ever gets superpowers after radiation therapy?
You see, I was kind of hoping that I'd be coming up off the table on the last day, hulking out.
IB Ogre, I just joined. I heard Rach say it's only a couple of millimeters. All right, so to rewind, she was talking about the little mini binks of tattooing that she's going to need to set herself up for the radiation treatments to make sure that each time that they have her set up, they're working at this from the same spot. They like attune it with like
Yeah, I
don't
think
know,
they do like maybe
a
4
laser.
of them.
Yeah, I had 4. I was like 1, 2. I never really paid
They
attention
say
to the ones on
1
my
to
side.
12, but I don't know. Whatever they do, they
You
do.
need more than one to be able
Yes.
to. Otherwise, your body could be crooked, and then
Yeah.
one wouldn't help.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very confused, Rach. Very confused. So, tonight is spring ahead, fall back. So I guess we gain an hour of sleep, but we also lose an hour of daylight.
Yeah.
Now, my own experience, I never suffered from seasonal depression or sun deprivation, as some people called it that I used to work with. But when I was in my last 6 months or so, when I was working midnights. So I would leave work, and generally speaking, the sun was coming up. I could see the sunrise over the Williamsburg Bridge. It was a beautiful sight. It actually made me smile and invigorated me. And I'd come home, I'd nap for a couple of hours, get up, go outside, have lunch at my local pub, come home, nap. I got sunlight. I got to see it. But I worked with someone, another sergeant, who worked the day tours and was, for lack of a better phrase, and he was a younger guy than me, a miserable fuck. Honest to God. And it wasn't like he was mad at anybody in particular. He would come in and he was the Charlie Brown of the Charlie Browns. And everything just sucked. And then someone, maybe it was his spouse, convinced him to get one of those lamps, a sun lamp.
A UV.
And so he's coming in the morning. I'm getting ready, I'm winding down. I got like 20 minutes to kill, and he's setting stuff up. And I see him take this lamp out and plug it in, and all of a sudden, now this office, and Rach has seen this office, the command center. My prior office had windows. So even, again, I wasn't suffering from lack of sunlight.
You saw the street, Eric?
My old office.
Yeah. Okay, the one on that far side. Yeah.
But when I was in the command center, because
that was weird. That had windows that would face.
It had windows that faced the hallway.
Weird observation windows.
Yes,
like I knew why we had windows where I worked, but
you had. I was in a fishbowl.
Yeah,
but I was in the fishbowl without sunlight.
But
and I was working midnights. Didn't make a difference. But he brought in this lamp, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And it was a sun lamp. It's like it was an orb too. It was like a globe. It was like bizarre. And you had a couple of detectives in the midnight. Like, who turned the sun on? Turn that shit off, because we're all like night people at that time. You don't want bright light shining,
right?
But I swear to God, after a week, he became a lot less miserable.
Okay.
And he needed it throughout the year because we were in a position where when, you spent your whole day at work without direct sunlight. And he was something, I would go out to actually, no, on midnights, I wouldn't go out to get food, but when I was working days, I would. And he would always have food brought into him, and he'd eat it in the corner. So he wasn't getting out and getting sunlight. Now, besides the fact that Rach and I are retired, and we can get all the sunlight that we essentially want or need, we have our Gardein in the kitchen, which
I was just going to say that.
Which sheds light from, and you can, over here, you can see the kitchen's being lit up by the Gardein, and that'll shed light from about 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And our cat is finding herself that a lot of times she'll sit on the kitchen chair at the kitchen table and just bask in the sunlight. Now,
Even though it's a rainy day.
even though it's a rainy day, she was an outdoor cat. She was a stray. She was a dump job. My person. She was fixed without having her ear clipped.
Right, she was somebody's kitty, and then
Yeah.
she either got out or somebody just didn't want her or
Yeah.
whatever.
She is a sweetheart. So
Yeah.
she has her sunlight now. Direct. She likes to sit in the window too and get it, but
Yeah, and mock,
if,
make fun of the birds.
yeah, Mr. Gunn, sounds like your cop buddy needed to move to California and join Chips.
Nah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mhm.
when I was a cop, I mostly had patrol functions. I was in a car 8.5 hours a day. As a rookie sergeant, I was in a car for most of my time, 8.5 hours a day, and that was fine. You know, and I like the day tours. I like the sun. Uh, this was a different time at 20 plus years ago, so I could uh, drive around with my window down partially. Can't do it now, but I could do it then as a cop because I like to hear what was going on the streets outside. So they were less surprised. Oh my God, look at that. It gave me a thumbs up, Rach. I gave the thumb and it went right over your head.
I saw it going.
Yes. And I thought that was a function of the chroma cam. But let me do two thumbs up and see what happens. Oh, look at that.
Oh, sweet.
So it's got to be a function of StreamYard
What's it
somehow.
gonna do with the peace sign?
Nothing.
No?
Nothing. I don't know. Let's try this. Wiggle, wiggle. There we go.
There you go. Oh,
Look at that, Rach.
balloons for peace.
Balloons for peace. 99 Luftballons. All right, so I'm really dating myself. Tom, either that or go to Hazard County and join Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Nice. Even better.
Join the sheriff's department. So, I know a lot of members of our gaming community, people that are good friends of mine, suffer from seasonal depression.
Yeah, some of those folks get a little down and have trouble during the winter.
And let's be honest, I don't think it's just the
like it can be like a lot of people can get diagnosed with like a seasonal depression or whatever, but there's also a lot of situational stuff that comes up for people during this time. And you start to think about people that you've lost along the way, and holidays are never the same since that one passed away.
Think about it.
And we have a lot of death around November time, like my mom, Mary Lou and Carl.
Yeah. But think about it, folks. When the clocks change, right? You have the holidays where everybody gets together for the holiday, right?
Yeah.
You have Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, you have New Year's, you have Easter or Passover, but I mean, so these are all these big gatherings. These aren't July 4th barbecues, right?
Yeah, it's all indoor. Yeah. Cozy.
So
they're supposed to be cozy.
Ivy Ogre, I just jumped in to mention how important SAD can be. I had a boss who had it, and every November he would try to purge an employee for his own amusement.
Oh no!
Well, and there are people. Listen.
So he had no real insight into the fact that he was suffering from this, then would do that with the employee. That's so sad.
Well, I was a cop for 20 years. I have worked for supervisors above my rank that were miserable fucks and took pleasure in fucking with people. And I knew cops that took pleasure in fucking with the public, which sucked when you're the one that had to put out the fires that somebody else started. And in retrospect, when I think about it, these people tended to get worse in the wintertime. Now, I don't know if it was necessarily seasonal depression. that was in making it even worse, but it certainly could be. I just know that when I think back to some of my worst times on the job with other officers at different ranks, it was always between those signposts. It was always
Really, like holiday time.
yep. It was always
Mm.
November through March.
Yeah.
You know, so he's like, yeah. 'Cause his wife told me when I quit that he quit using his happy lamp years ago because he believed he was fine without it.
Ah, okay.
See, now that's sad, and you know,
Literally.
literally, yes. But I mean, that is something that think about it. You quit that job. His wife was with him. All right, so maybe he put his extra effort into being not as big an asshole and a dick at home, and therefore he had to put all his energy.
Oh, I see.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a little some of that that goes on, like and listen, we've all seen it in life. You know, somebody who uh around a certain group is always nice, but then you put them with their family or you put them at work and
Or
they
a certain
are
friend, and they're like,
yeah they're just a fucking asshole. You're like, oh well, that's personalities. No, it could just be that they know I have to be on my best around this group because that's where I get my best enjoyment from,
yeah,
or whatever. But then
because I want to keep them.
I want to keep them, but I'm going to be that miserable fuck
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Mhm.
There isn't that much you can do about that, sadly, except for getting away from people like that.
Yeah. It's
Really,
kind of what you're left with,
you know,
especially if they don't have that insight or want to or are open to taking care of themselves.
yeah, Mr. Gunn. So yes, you're talking turkey, roast beef, ham, and lamb season. Everything but the lamb it
It-
would be fine on our plate here. Lamb,
Mm,
it's a bit uh, strong
yeah.
in its
Yeah, between
flavoring.
the lamb and the roast beef, too strong.
Oh, roast beef you could handle. Good roast beef. I would tell you it's chicken, Rach. You wouldn't know the difference. Yeah, you
I absolutely would.
would. But you know, now people, I know. Same sergeant in question when he started his happy lamp, which I like the way that sounds. I got my happy lamp. He also started taking vitamin D supplements.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Well, a lot of the population in our country is deficient
yeah,
with that.
and we that was a
Vitamin
big
D and magnesium, and a lot of those nutrients, if we're deficient in it, can lead to um, depression.
and mood swings.
Yeah.
But we learned during the I don't know the height of COVID season or the apex of COVID that some of the individuals that were really getting hit hard when they got hit with COVID were deficient in vitamin D
Mm.
and were deficient in magnesium. So these are just simple things that you can do to not just ensure that maybe you're in a little bit happier mind space, but a healthier space overall. Mm, excuse me.
Right, and like even like socially, being able to use your supports in times of difficulty.
Yes.
Being able to like know when you need to reach out, or just be heard by somebody, or
I
or
mean,
do some activity or something to change up your mood the way it is.
right. Sometimes you just got
Mm-hmm.
to break the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get into this mood, this funk, and the cycle doesn't change. And then it just repeats, and you get into this funk. And it isn't just the depression, it could be a funk that keeps you from doing your latest project or whatever. You just repeat,
Just
repeat,
inactivity.
repeat.
Mm.
And sometimes the best way out of it, not always, doesn't always work, but the best way out of it is to change stuff up and actually do something. Get off your hiney.
Right, and maybe
And
like if you know that you suffer with this, or you have some sort of sense that maybe I do suffer from this, sort of like the way I'm doing with radiation, trying to make sure that, I have like my sleep right. I'm trying to take exercise every day, things that, it might not be the exercise that I had been doing, but it's
Right.
exercise and it's movement. Um, but helping yourself be scheduled, um, helping yourself, stay involved in things. Having a schedule about that can be really helpful. It's sort of like having a schedule, for certain things, at this time of year can be like the cast that helps a broken bone heal together,
Mm-hmm.
so structure can be really good for you,
And
but being able to anticipate
yeah,
and plan for yourself.
don't ignore the signs, because if you ignore them, you might get to the point where your friends or family tell you about them,
Yeah.
and that usually means it's gone on for a bit too long. Tammy, daylight savings time tomorrow throws many people for a loop. It's
Mm.
real. Throws up mood and medication.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Rach was touching on this, but no person is an island. Okay. I mean, I had a video earlier today about, is the OSR an island? Because some people are like, I don't want to hear anything that isn't OSR directly related to the OSR because yeah.
I don't think it can, because I don't think everybody can be in such a tunnel.
Right.
Like,
But
not everybody, can just turn off.
well, because there's always outside factors that come
Yeah.
into play. And if you don't know what the outside factors are, you don't know how to respond to them. All right. So, one thing that I suggest if you are somebody who suffers from seasonal depression is don't be an island. All right. Don't,
Yeah.
realize that there are others that suffer from what you suffer from. There's no shame in, and listen, I have a couple of friends who I'm going to start hearing more from over the next couple of months. This is our routine. I will hear more from them. I will probably get into just talking on private messages. I'll get some phone calls because they know that they need to deal with their seasonal depression.
Right. They
And
know that
and
they can reach out.
they can reach out, and even if it isn't them talking about seasonal depression, talking about what they've been doing, what they plan,
Family and
family
yeah.
stuff, projects they're working on, they're excited about. It's a great way to hit reboot,
Mm-hmm.
and I am very happy to do that.
Yeah.
That is really what it comes down to. Mr. Gunn, in a whiny voice, but Eric, my hiney, is so not interested in moving. You must be what they call a millennial. No, no,
Oh no.
no. Although, I did see a part of an article that was the explanation as to why many of the current generation uh, don't like the idea of work. And the idea is that work doesn't pay as well as it used to, so they can't work a full time job and look at their future. And I understand some of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of understandable stuff that they have.
That's why.
I mean, the millennials that worked for me, in my career, like
Mhm.
they worked really hard. They put
Right.
in their hours. They
Mhm.
really, did a lot and had a commitment to it. But like if there were systems issues, they had less ability to tolerate some of those.
Right.
So it'd be like, can we fix it? And if we can't fix it, I gotta go,
Right. All right. Gotta go.
Yeah.
Catch you all tomorrow. Hopefully it's fixed. But I mean, some of it is with that. I think is career choice. And that's a whole. That could be a whole.
I guess so,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a whole other live stream that we could be working on.
Hmm.
But for Rach and I get to spend my day with my best friend. All right. And when you can spend your day with your best friend, and I said this before, I worked with cops that were married to other cops, and some of them were like they had really close relationships, and some of them had successful marriages, and they'd say, "My marriage is successful because I work evenings and she works day tours, and I take the kids to school, and then she comes home, and she makes dinner, and I whatever. We see each other on. They didn't have the same days off either, so we see each other a bit on our day off. I was like, how does that work?
For a little while.
Right. But you know what? There are some
Mm.
marriages that work better with, I think, less contact.
Mhm.
God
I
bless
guess
them.
it depends on the people.
But for Rach and I think what our secret is that we do get to spend all this time together.
Hmm.
I mean, my first Gary Con was our first time that we were actually separated.
Yeah, that might be true.
It is true.
Hmm.
It was like,
Didn't think of it.
I did. I was like, oh my God. And I don't think we've ever had, well, shouldn't say that. My hospitalizations, that was out of my control.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with it. It was me, but I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Gunn, Millennial, I will stand for this insult. I would challenge you to a duel, but getting Gen X, being Gen X, I just cannot bring myself to care. You see, that's why
I love it.
that's why we enjoy this live stream so much. Is because
It's so true, though.
yes, I just don't care. Well, you're offending somebody, but it ain't me. No skin off my teeth. It's okay. It's okay. So, so I think we covered seasonal depression. Oh, so there's another topic that we were going to cover, and then we had a discussion about whether or not we should cover it because there's a discrepancy in.
Yeah. So I get this email from my yoga studio, and they're like, "Oh, it's Men's Health Awareness Month, and it's the month of Movember, meaning for men, no, for men's health." And so, they're like, "Oh, men are encouraged to like grow out their mustaches and beards and that kind of thing, in support of like to raise consciousness about the need to go and take care of like prostate cancer checked or just anything related to your health, because it's like and then like he was saying something about it being in June, and I saw that online too, and I was like, oh, that's confusing. It seems like this is a new thing to like it's more of a global.
It's a global thing that somebody said, hey, November, that sounds good. Isn't there already a Men's Health Month?
I thought that June was just for mental health.
No.
Men's mental health.
No. Men going for help for mental health, you're lucky if they go to help for physical health.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be a man, all the different stuff that, men are expected to be in our culture, like it can become toxic for them. And, part of that toxicity is not, reaching out and not addressing physical health.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Gunn, my marriage has gotten so much better since I started working from like you, Eric. I love being home with my bestest friend all day.
Aww.
Working from home. All right, so there you go. Yeah, I mean that. Listen, Rachel and I we eased into this. I retired first. Okay.
Yeah, he has 5 years on me.
So I retired first, and then COVID hit. So and I was thought COVID positive when I wasn't. So her job was like, don't even come to work. Do your stuff.
Like you're just gonna do your sessions over the phone, and you document them online through this portal.
Right, and then within by the time I got out of the hospital, they were like,
whole creation was doing that.
Yeah, all the world went to shit. All right, so then, once things started getting sorted out, Rachel's gonna go back to the office. She was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back part time. which was fine. More time for us to do stuff together. And then I was like, Rach, this is kind of working out pretty good. Why don't you retire? And then she retired.
This is so well.
It's okay, Mr. Gunn. I have fat fingers too. I can't believe I used to do 3, 4, 5 blog posts a day. Now I'm lucky I get one out a day. And I know people are like, I don't like these YouTubes. I wish you were blogging more. And it's like, well,
Oh.
if I was blogging more, you'd probably get less from me in the long run. You got to change things up. I'm sure in the next 5 years there'll be something that will be replacing YouTube channels. Maybe we'll be doing like virtual reality shows and like virtual 3D. I'll never figure it out, but I mean, if we ever did,
Oh, like Max Headroom.
yeah, like Max. That's the future, Rach. That's the
or what we thought it was going to be in the 80s.
And Max would always have that. It's like, kick the TV set. You got to reboot him. Reboot Max Headroom, please. Oh my God. So, other than that, go Jets.
Oh yeah, on Monday night.
The Jets have a winning record now. They're 4-3. I almost turned off last week's game against the Giants.
Yeah, I kind of lost interest in it, and I started watching YouTube videos until they started. They just came back right in the end, and well,
yeah, it was spot on. So, Mr. Gunn, my wife has been disabled for about 12 years with degenerative disc disease.
Oh, okay.
She is in terrible pain, but she's such a positive person. I adore her. Well, God bless you both.
God bless her.
Really?
And you.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you're working from home and get to spend more time with her. That's and like I said, and that is honestly the true test of a marriage. When you go from I see Rachel a few hours a day. First when I was working midnights, I'd see Rachel for like 20,
we'd say hi and goodbye
20 minutes in the morning and then we'd watch
like an hour at night.
And an hour at night. And then I'd see her on weekends when I wasn't sleeping.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, you can put up with me.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Holy crap. And I think part of the secret is we can be in this room. I could be in my recliner. She's in her chair back there. And I'll be watching YouTube on the big TV. And she'll be watching some YouTube.
I'll lose interest or whatever.
It's like,
won't be my kind of thing.
I see the headphones go in. And but we're still together, right? We're still spending. And if I have to go like, hey, Rach, you got to see this. A car just drove off a cliff in Jersey. She's like, what? Holy shit. And then it's like, I got her back. Got her back. There we go. Can't make that video up. So, all righty. Well, thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Really do appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that hangs out with us. It's important. Again, you're not alone. If you can find me in this channel, you can probably find me on social media. If you need to reach out. Okay. I'm not saying I can fix anything for you, but I'll certainly listen.
There you go.
And yes, whoa, Jets with a winning record. Don Maynard sitting up. I've been a Jets fan my whole life. I've seen the ups and downs and downs and downs and downs.
Oh.
So, hey, if we can make the playoffs this year, I don't care if we lose in the wild card. Just make the playoffs. Just make the damn playoffs. That's all I ask. All right, folks. On that note, be safe, be well. God bless.
Good care.
Oh yeah, the Detroit Lions may actually win they may win their division, but don't tell anybody.
I didn't know.
Yes. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll the dice, roll them well. I'll be back again with some random video-ish stuff tomorrow. But like I said, I had another video up today if you want to check it out. And yes, Don, have a good night. It doesn't do it. I wonder if I have to. There we go.
Have a great night.
Look, I got it.
It doesn't like me.
Doesn't like you, right? But I just do this.
It's only.
I don't know.
It's only for you.
I guess it's only I'm special.
It knows you.
I guess so. TXG, I'm sorry you missed it, man.
Aww.
You'll be able to replay it and get it all. Thank God. Thank God for YouTube. You can just, it doesn't mean if you miss it, you missed it. You can always go back and see it. All right, folks. God bless.
Thanks for coming.
Laters.
Bye.